If we move around to the posterior side this time, in this area here we've got the upper trapezius, and then we have the middle trapezius, and we have the lower trapezius. Upper trapezius, middle trapezius, and the lower trapezius. So if we now move across onto the person that's upper trapezius, middle trapezius, and the lower trapezius. So in order to have these activated, we just need to have the shoulder brought towards the ear. And there is the upper trapezius. And then if we bring the arm out, and from there, and then across in this direction here, virtually it's 3 fingers across. Just bring the arm backwards. The scapula is moving backwards, so that's this section, just in that area, just there. And then if we take that up a little bit, and we've got to try and make sure that there's no leaning back, but it's just the arm moving backwards. And there's the lower trapezius coming from there. Beneath the trapezius muscles are the rhomboid muscles, rhombus, diamond, oid, shape or form. So the diamond. So that is in this area here. So basically the action is to go up and across in that direction. So they are the rhomboid muscles. The big area across the back here is the latissimus dorsi. Latissimus dorsi, this huge, great muscle mass area, latissimus dorsi. And the way that we're going to have a look at that one is, first of all, just to go to the side just a little bit, hands on hips, bring these elbows as far forward as you can go, long way forward, yeah. So all of this area here is latissimus dorsi, and in order to show the edge of the muscle, if you can have a nice big cough, that edge is latissimus dorsi from there. If we take the acromion process, which is the bony part just above, follow the spine of the scapula to the medial border, come just above that and press down fairly firmly, and then all that Quinn has to do is to just move his arm out to the side, supraspinatus. Now sometimes if you don't push hard enough underneath there, it won't work, or you won't feel it working. And the other thing is that we don't need this one coming up, because if that comes up, it will activate upper trapezius, and you will not push through that muscle mass. So just make sure that's relaxed, and the arm just comes out to the side, supraspinatus. Supraspinatus, supra, above the spine of the scapula. So this is the muscle that comes from the acromion process. Follow the spine of the scapula, just a little bit above, push down, and the arm then just moves out to the side, which will activate supraspinatus. Infraspinatus, so we've come below the spine of the scapula. So there's the acromion process. Follow the spine of the scapula, medial border, lateral border into the belly of this muscle here. And then if we can just get Quinn now to just keep that tucked into the side and just bring the forearm towards me, there is infraspinatus. So again, infraspinatus. Lateral rotation. If we come then onto the infraspinatus again, and we just go a little bit further laterally, teres minor. Teres minor. So in order to locate teres minor, if we can first of all find the posterior deltoid, and from there, very gently just push into this hand here, there is the posterior deltoid. What we need to try and do from there is to actually go underneath that and push against the lateral border of the scapula. From here, there's a V between the upper arm and the forearm. And we just let that drop down just a fraction. Push. So we're pushing towards the ear on the opposite side against the lateral border. And then what Quinn has to do very gently, just move the forearm, not the upper arm, just move the forearm backwards. So from here, there. So it's lateral rotation again. So infraspinatus and teres minor do the same job. Teres major. Whatever latissimus dorsi does, to a smaller degree, teres major does. And so if we take the arm out, this bunching up here is teres major, and if we put a little bit of resistance onto there, what Quinn is going to do is to bring the elbow down towards the hip. That's teres major. Latissimus dorsi will come up by the side of that. And then from there, we've got the erector spinae muscles. One foot in front of the other. In from here and just push backwards. And then this bulk of muscle that comes up here. Gluteus maximus. So gluteus maximus, this great big area just comes down here. So if you want to lean against the window you can, and then just lift the leg backwards. Extension at the hip. So extension at the hip is this great big muscle mass here. And it will also do some lateral rotation as well. So from there, yep, gluteus maximus. Iliac crest, greater trochanter. Between the two is gluteus medius. You want to put your hand there and just lift the leg out to the side. Gluteus medius, underneath that is gluteus minimus, and they do A-B adduction. Lift the leg out to the side. Gluteus maximus is this big fella here which does extension. Gluteus medius is the one that comes around to the side just a little bit further. Then we're going to go on to the hamstring group of muscles. And there's a dividing line straight down the center. And the one on the lateral side is biceps femoris. The ones on the medial side, semitendinosus, and underneath that is semimembranosus. So if we can just turn that around, if you want to put your hand on there. Ischial tuberosity, the popliteal fossa, halfway. Draw your imaginary line. Then there's the imaginary line, just come slightly lateral to that, and then as Quinn is going to bring his heel towards his backside, he just turns his foot out a little bit, and that will accentuate biceps femoris. So biceps femoris is on the lateral side of the hamstrings, and then if we go back to square one, we've got the middle of the popliteal fossa, the ischial tuberosity, line down the center, there's the line, this time come onto the medial side, and this time when the heel comes up towards the back side, the foot turns in, and there's semitendinosus. Underneath that is semimembranosus. T, semitendinosus, sits on top of semimembranosus. So onto the hamstrings again. The lateral one is biceps femoris. The medial one's semitendinosus. Then onto the calf area. The superficial ones onto the calf area are the gastrocnemius. So just do a calf raise for, there you go. Lateral head and the medial head, and that then comes directly into the Achilles tendon. And then the one that comes down the side is soleus, on the side there. Gastrocnemius, and then gastrocnemius has been taken away on this side, and soleus is the one that is underneath there. From here, if we take the Achilles tendon, so my hand is representing the Achilles tendon, gastrocnemius, so if we swing around to the side, gastrocnemius comes and attaches directly into the Achilles tendon. Soleus comes and attaches much further down. So you can see soleus coming and attaching much more closer towards the heel.